Peace and blessings, family. It's Damien K. Jones here, and welcome to the Health Mindset. And today we're going to have a hard, honest conversation. Sisters, I want to say I love you, but I think at this point, we must really deal, and women must be honest that they have to deal with mother and father wounds. We have to have an honest conversation, and this is why I say it. We're going into 3 generations of single parents. And studies have shown that children growing up in a single parent home a lot of times have mother and father wounds. And we can't be so egotistical to think that we don't have mother and father wounds, those of us that grew up in single parent households. I grew up in a single parent household, and next week we're gonna unbox mother and father wounds for Black men. But in this show, we're gonna unbox mother and father wounds for Black women. And how do we address that? Because relationships is not working. And sometimes we have to look in the mirror and look at ourselves before we could blame anybody else. So stay tuned, brothers and sisters, for this show, and we'll be right back. And once again, my name is Damien K. Jones, and this is the Health Mindset. And we're talking about mother-father wounds in Black women. How do we focus that we have mother and father wounds? What are the signs of mother and father wounds? And then how do we fix mother and father wounds? To foster prosperous and loving relationships, Black women must confront and heal emotional wounds stemming from their upbringing, commonly known as mother and father wounds. According to Statista, in 2022, about 1.2 million Black families with a single father lived in the United States. This increased from 1990, where there was about 42,000 Black families with single fathers. But overall, 3.4 million Black families were headed by a woman. The Black divorce rate is the highest rate among any other ethnic group at 30%, with 80% are filed by women. But let me make this note. Lesbians also experience a high divorce rate, with 72% of same-sex divorces in 2019 was from lesbian couples. It was 3 times higher than gay male couples. So women are divorcing high with men, and women are divorcing high with women. So we got to look at the problem. If you can't live with a man and you can't live with a woman, then you got to examine yourself. I'm sorry. We have to have honest conversation. You got to examine yourself. See, the problem is that we're not having honest conversations about our mental health. See, we like to just work through the problems and think the problems are going to go away. No, it's not going to go away if you're not working on yourself. Let's just be honest. Because sisters, you can blame the man, and then you could go over to another woman and still divorce her and have bad relationships with her. So sooner or later, you got to say, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. So what is a mother and father wound? A mother wound terms of emotional pain and difficulties that result in strained relationships with mothers. It stems from factors of neglect, abandonment, criticism, and lack of emotional support. Individuals that grapple with mother wounds may experience issues like low self-esteem, pervasive fear and abandonment, challenging in forming healthy relationships, a reliance on external validation, and difficulties in establishing personal boundaries. Hmm. What are father wounds? It's the same concept with the father wounds relates to emotional, psychological distress caused by the troubled relationship with fathers. These wounds may result in emotional detachment, absence, inconsistency, or harsh disciplinary approaches. People grappling with father wounds may encounter difficulty trusting others, struggle with authority figures, experience a diminished self-confidence, and face challenges in forming healthy emotional attachments. These wounds manifest differently in each individual, impacting their self-esteem, self-worth, and ability to form and maintain relationships. It's essential to recognize that not everyone experiences these wounds, and their severity changes in nature. Parental conflicts can have profoundly negative impact on children, beginning as early as 6 months of age. Furthermore, the effects of parental conflict extend beyond early childhood. Research indicates that young individuals as young as 19 may be sensitive to witnessing their parents engage in argument and have toxic relationships. Many adult issues are unresolved children issues. Many adult issues are unresolved children issues. We have to look in the mirror and look at ourselves. Sisters, if you're continuing to break up with the person that you're with, if you examine your last two relationships, your last three, some of y'all 5, 6, 7, and 8, if you examine those relationships, who are the ones that broke up? Some of y'all broke up with every relationship. Y'all the one that pulled out in every relationship. But let you say it was something wrong with that person. Well, after 4 or 5 failed relationships, when will you say it's you? When will you say it's you? See, this is what we're doing as adults, and we're doing it to the next generation of our children. Because many of us are not even married and we're having children. See, this underscores how parents' choices in handling their relationships affect children of all ages. Toxic, high conflict relationships, according to research, will harm a child's mental health. Now, let's look at how does it harm them? Insecurity, children living with mother and father wounds grow up insecure. Watching arguments and conflict will make them insecure as they grow up. It impacts a parent-child bond. When children see parents in conflict situations, the parents are frequently furious with each other on the phone, arguing about paying money and all this. And then you say your dad ain't no good or your mom ain't no good. These play a role in the parent relationship with the child. When the parents are separate and they come together and they always have a tense atmosphere, it's distressing to the child. And then you grow up with that within you. A lot of people grow up with a diminished of self-concept and emotional security because they might have felt abandoned when they were a child. Behavioral problems. You have behavior problems when you was a child, and you got behavior problems when you're adult, but you make excuses for it. Mental health. Mental health is serious in the Black community because a lot of us is walking around from just a day from a visit to go to Bellevue Hospital. But we think what we're doing is normal because we hang around the same people that's just as bad, because we have yet to take mental health serious in the Black community. Depression. A lot of sisters just walking around depressed. And to fix their depression, they put themselves in their work. They go get education. Every time you turn around, they're getting another degree, or they're working all the time to try to keep their mind off the issues that they have refused to face. So how do we fix it? We go to counseling, man. If you, as I said, sister, if you going through a lot of relationships, sometimes you got to look at yourself, and a lot of times you have to go to counseling. I'm just keeping it 100, because you just can't blame the man. If you can't get along, if the statistics, and not my feelings, if the statistics show that you can't get along with men, and you can't even get along with women, because you're divorcing women at a higher rate that you're divorcing men, then sooner or later, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. And Black women, for the most part, need to put away that ego and get counseling. Women face unique mixes of challenges throughout their lifetime, for some reasons not entirely known. But women are significantly more likely to experience mental health issues such as depression and anxiety than men. Therapy, however, offers women empowerment and confidence. Therapy can be adapted and modified to fit any situation that women find herself in. So what I'm saying is we have to start looking at therapy. And next week I'm going to do Black men, because Black men need therapy too. And that is not even talked about. Sisters like to say, they're the most oppressed. Absolutely not. You're not. The man is the most oppressed, because when you take a nation, you take away the man first. And this is why Black women are dependent on the white world, because the man is gone. They have taken away the Black man and just taken his masculinity away from jobs, from being the head of the house, and his spirituality. You don't destroy a nation through the woman. You conquer the woman. Look in time, all you educated women that are educated, you got your PhDs and your 8 master's degrees. Look at history. When one nation conquers another nation, they don't take the women out first, they take the man out first. And then they feed the women with propaganda like they're feeding now through social media, through these foolish Negroes that be on social media talking nonsense that they don't need a man. That's just foolishness. And it's sad to see older Black women say that, but yet they don't have a man. And they need counseling just as well as some of these younger sisters, because they have suffered from mother and father wounds that they have yet to unpack, even in their 60s. Let's make therapy the new Black, because we need it. So thank you. It has been an honor, as always, to come before you and talk about issues of Black marriage. Black marriage is the new revolution for the Black community, because you can't have community without the man and the woman. I'm sorry. And if you don't believe me, just look at the condition of the Black community. I don't have to argue about that. Just look at the condition of the Black community. Black love and Black marriage is revolutionary in the United States, because they are out to destroy it. And until we can have honest conversations between Black men and women, because y'all all we got and we're all you got. Because Wing Fong Ling, He ain't having all that black girl power stuff. He ain't doing it. Mm-mm. Muhammad over there in the Middle East, he ain't doing it neither. You ain't gonna be on social media with your boobies out and with these little tight shorts and all that. You're gonna be covered up. Your eyeballs just gonna be sticking out under that hijab. You're not having that. Even the white man is not having that because he has power. He built the world, and the white woman ain't gonna let you have all the white men. That's not happening. And the fact that you're not even in the places where those power white men are, you're not even in the room. So we all you got, sisters, and you all we got. So we need to figure out how we can work it, and we both need to unpack our mother and father wounds so we can have proper relationships with each other. And I think that's the thing that we are all getting it twisted. So I want to thank you again for watching, and please next week, man, I'm gonna hit y'all with the mother and father wounds for Black men, because we have a lot of things to address ourselves, because our masculinity is being attacked. And sisters, you can't submit to a broken man if he's broken. You barely want to submit to a healthy man, let alone a broken man. So I know you ain't submitting to a broken man. You'll settle for a broken man, but you won't submit to him. You'll settle for one. Long as he got a little money, you'll settle for a broken man, because many of you have. That's a whole nother story. Thank you again for watching. If you have any questions, you can email us at ask.thehealthmindset@gmail.com. And definitely check out my new book. Make sure you get my new book called The Book of Black Love. I go against everything that you think is normal. Go against everything that you think is modern in here, because the goal is building Black love between Black men and women so we can have Black families and have a Black nation. I will not apologize for my view. I will not apologize for it, but get it. And we're going to go over it. We're going to talk about each chapter in the book, and we're going to have a good time. So peace and blessings. May you have a Black-tastic day. And remember, God is in your vegetables. Peace out.